Most designers think Photoshop is the beginning and end all. That's the only tool that can create beautiful work. Photoshop is amazing. However, as a beginner, sometimes you don't have the budget for Photoshop. And there are tools out there that can help you for free to create really premium work. Let me show you how. If you go www.photopea.com, you will land on an online editor that is Photoshop's little sister. It does not have all of the tools that Photoshop has, but it creates logos like this one that you're seeing. And I did this in 12 minutes using Photopea. Let me show you how you create this kind of design on this platform. The first thing you're going to do is to open a new project, and you pick a canvas that you want to use, change the background to black so that it stands out, and then you create the canvas. It opens up and you are ready to start building your base. Let's start with a graphic. Photopea has different kinds of shapes. These are the different kinds, but we want to customize the shape. So we're going to select custom shape in order for us to have a fill and then run with it. Just make sure that there is a type of fill that you choose and no stroke at this instance. And then because we don't want to use a star shape for our design, we're going to go to shapes and use the shapes that Photopea has created for us. You can even search for it. You just wait a moment while it's loading, and then you can type in there to look for a particular shape that you're looking for. I'm going to use the shield cat as a design, but you can create your own if you want to. And then there's our tool. You hold and you drag down the shape you want to create like that, and we're cool and we're happy. Next thing, we need to rasterize this shape in order for it to accept gradient colors. Then we're going to open our layers and we're going to right click and we rasterize. Otherwise, we won't be able to make changes to this shape. The other thing that's important for gradient tool to fill this in, you need to click on the checkered box, select lock, make sure that it's locked. Otherwise, it's going to fill the whole page if you are not just selecting this particular shape. Next step, you're going to go to your gradient tool. You're going to select the gradient tool. You can always press G also if you like, in order to apply the gradient on this shape that we've selected. So the gradient tool sits on top. You click on it on the box itself. There are two sections on the gradient editor. There's the top section, which is called an opacity stop. This black boxes, and the below those are color stops. So if you want to adjust opacity, you click on that box on top, and then you can amend opacity, which we're going to use just now. Let's start with colors. Let's make our color stops 3 of them. So the first one, you double click inside in order for it to open colors that you can use on your design. So let's go with a nice reddish color. And then we click OK, and our red is there. And then we go to the middle and we add a second color stop, and we double click on that, and we add a mild cyan color on the middle box. Let's just bring this a little bit up, and then we can paste our hex code over there, tab, and then click OK. That's the cyan. And the third one, we can use maybe a nice purple hex code, and we copy that, and then we highlight and paste that, and then it picks up that color. So you can move the color stop to wherever you want, and that takes care of the color stops. So while you've done that, you need to now go and paint the gradient inside the shape that we've created. So we're going to click OK. Our gradient tool is still on. Then we move our mouse to the top of our shape and we drag it all the way to the bottom of the shape, and the gradient gets filled that way. Then we want to add a nice beautiful glossy shine bevelly kind of a shine. What we then do, we go to the shape and we duplicate the layer so that we have 2 layers. And then on the second one, we give it a name. Otherwise, we get confused. We can just call it shine. This is our top shine layer that gives us that nice glowy shine that we want to use. Then we will want to go and use the color stops as well as the opacity stops. So we're going to go and click again on the gradient tool is still selected, meaning we can then go ahead and open the gradient editor. And in this instance, we want to use the white in order for us to have that nice fade gradient. So we're going to put a color stop to the white. I have this nice hex code of a whitish gray that I found on colors. Then I'm going to go back and select my color stops. All of it, I want it to be left and right. The middle, I want to delete. So you can select it and delete the middle. Double click on the left hand side and then paste your white gradient over there. And then tab and click OK. And then double click on the purple. Do exactly the same because we want the white to be dominant on top of our design. Then we want to use the opacity. So we're going to double click on opacity or click on the opacity so that it opens up. Now what we want here, we want the left opacity to be 100%. The right opacity, we want it to be 0. So we're going to switch it off so that it's 0 that way. And we click OK. And our gradient tool is still highlighted. We don't want to have the white all over the design, just a little bit to show that nice shiny bevelly kind of a design. So we'll just put it somewhere in there. When you get that, then you know that you didn't lock your layer. So you're gonna Control Z to undo, go click on the checkered box, select lock, and I want you to see this because when this happens to you, then you know that you didn't lock the layer. That's why that is happening. So you're going to click on top and then drag it a bit, and then it starts highlighting the reddish. If you don't want it that much, you can always Control Z and just put in a little bit of a shine up there. Then it looks nice and shiny. That's how you manipulate that. And then it's a shine that you've created on your design. The next step is us building the glowing box, which I absolutely love. So what we are going to do now is to create a new layer. So go to our layers and create a new layer, and then we name this one box so that we know what it is. And with our box, we want a rounded box with a light blackish, not 100% black. So what we're going to do, we're going to select our rectangle shape. I don't want that. Then you create your square shape. Like that. It automatically comes with corner radius that you can drag and create those rounded shapes that we need at the corners. Your next step is to move the layer of your box to be the second in the bottom. The background is the bottom, and then the shape of your square is the one second. Now we're on the step where we want to add the glow behind our shapes. So what we're going to do, we're going to open our layers and we create a new layer, and the layer, we call it a glow. This glow shape of ours needs to be at the bottom of everything, just above the background, so that it shines nicely and it shines through, right? So now what we're going to use is our brush tool. So we're going to go to our brush tool. We can press B to select the brush tool. Then we click on the brush and we select this feathered brush and we increase the size so that we can nicely brush different colors to our design. So I'm going to make it like 115, 120, and the hardness, make sure that the hardness is sitting at 0. And then you can now start picking colors at the bottom of the page of the colors that you would like to have glowing behind your design. So then you can start moving your brush like that. If you don't like that, you can always Control Z and just move it around. That looks a little bit big for me, so let me just reduce it a bit and see. And then you choose a color if you want, whatever color you want to use. You copy the color. You can use colors for these beautiful colors that we are creating here. Once you've created colors that are glowing, you're almost done, I promise. Then it's time to blur our colors into a halo. So we're going to select filter and we're going to go blur and we're going to select the Gaussian blur and we select it. Now you're going to increase this to about 40% to 60%. It depends on how much of a glow do you want. Do you see? As you make it more, it just grows and becomes beautiful. And if you're happy with how that looks, you are now doing the finishing touches. We want to add a border to our black box. So we're going to double click on the black box so that we open the layer style. And then we're going to select stroke and you click on top of stroke in order for you to have the stroke open and adjust it. At the moment it's black as it shows over there. We want it to be 2 or 3. It depends on how intense you want it. We're going to select it and make it inside, and then we're going to select the blend and change this to your overlay. And then we want to pick colors, so you can double click on here and start picking different kinds of colors that are going to be added to your border. As you can see, it then starts adding the full color. If you want a gradient, then you need to select the type and say gradient, and then same principle that you learned earlier on. When you want different colors, you go and you pick the different colors and you add the different box stops that are going to make even the line look beautiful and sexy. So we want this nice green and we add another border and we want a red and we make it pink is also fine, and we add another border, we double click and we make it yellow, and you will see the colors on the border have changed and you click OK. When you press your V to see how it looks like, and your design looks glowy and beautiful, and this is how you create your logo. If this video has helped you, please like and share. If you want to learn how to separate shapes on Photopea, go watch this video. Thank you for joining. I will see you with our next video.